Animation is the act of giving life, birth. It's instilling anima, some of our soul, into artwork, maybe into life. And we have today three unique experts in that matter. They worked together on Nimona, who was on screening events yesterday in Annecy's Animation Film Festival. We have the pleasure to have with us today Andy Stevenson, the author and producer of Nimona, and the co-directors Nick, Bruno, and Troy Quane.
Dr. Nick Bruno and Dr. Troy Quane.
Sorry, doctors.
Doctor.
Welcome to Annecy, you guys, and thanks a lot for being with us.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us.
Let's start with you, Andy. It's not your first festival in Annecy, is it?
This is my second time.
Okay.
But it rained like buckets the whole time, the first time. So this is much nicer.
When was it exactly?
That was 2019.
Okay. And around the same project, or?
That was for Shira.
For Shira.
Yeah, so we did a panel and some other things, but no screenings like this. So nothing on this level. This year's been a whole new thing. It's been so awesome, just so awesome.
So it's like a first Annecy, actually, for you.
Yes, let's consider it my first Annecy.
Troy, Nick, what about you? I guess you are a bit more experienced in
Very
Annecy Festival.
yes.
As doctors, you
As
are.
doctors.
That's right. You don't get a doctorate for nothing.
We went to 8 years of school here.
It was online school, but it still counts.
This is only my second time. The last time I was here last year for a little sneak peek at Nimona, but it was like 24 hours, so I feel like it didn't count. This time we've been here for the whole week, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I've been here a couple times. I came with our first film, Spies and Skies, to bring a work in progress and a music talk the following year. So there's always something exciting and different to talk about in Annecy, which is so much fun.
This is your second co-direction?
Yes.
Spies in Disguise were the first one. I guess with Andy, it's
I was
completely
there too. I was helping.
other
Yeah.
She was-
kind of
I was the
project.
pigeon.
It was a disguise.
Yeah, I was in disguise.
This has been an
This
experience.
is actually, they're finding this out for the first time.
What?
Actually, it was about shape-shifting too. It was a man transforming into a pigeon, so...
I wouldn't call that shape-shifting.
Yeah.
I would call that transforming.
There you go.
Yes, because it involves your genetics transforming into a... That's real science.
As a doctor, you would know.
Yeah, so if you
Yes.
watch the film, there is actually a scientific formula for how to turn a human being into a pigeon, and
they
it's
teach it to children.
absolutely possible. No, I mean, in that the first movie that sort of transformation was in order to teach a character a lesson. I think in Nimona, it's such a different aspect of just intrinsic to who the character is and how they express themselves. So while, there's similarities, it's handled so completely different for completely different character reasons.
That's why they are doctors.
That's why we're doctors.
Andy, how did you choose those doctors? Or did those doctors choose you?
We were the only ones who accepted it.
Like most things in the medical system, I didn't have much of a choice. I just, we ended up handcuffed together, and I was like, fuck. No, wait.
You can say bad
Yes.
words.
I love you, France. But yeah, no, it was like I didn't know these guys from anyone when we first were paired together, or thrupled together.
Thrupled. Wow, this is getting to be an interesting.
This is you're getting a spicy morning show over here at Annecy. But fate just seemed to be in my favor because it turned out that I actually really like them. Don't tell them I said that.
But actually, who choose who? It's you who decide who is going to direct your artwork, or they said, we love your artwork, we want to direct it and animate it.
I mean, it was fate. It was just kind of like early on, they were not, I was paired with a different director, different writer. The movie was being made over 7 years. It was quite a process. Lots of ups and downs. I would even say it was a roller coaster ride.
It was.
Yes, it was. So in late 2019, early 2020, these two came on, and they were already at, I will let them tell that part, but they were already at Blue Sky, and they came onto the project, and I met them over Zoom. I was like, who are these clowns? And then they won my trust and made a pretty sick movie, so I would say it went pretty well.
Yeah, I think my favorite moment was when we met you in person for the first time, and
You were like, you guys aren't assholes. I was like, I felt like that was.
Jury was still out.
Yeah. You said the words, and I'm gonna hold on to them.
let's talk about your amazing character, Nimona. Actually, more than Nimona, because the story has its structure. From 2012 to 2014, the character and its identity, the film also and its production, it's a never-ending process, quest for the good shape, for the good identity. How is it so many layers of the same topic? How did you manage to do this?
I don't know. I think that the character has always felt so fluid, I guess. The character sort of emerged, not fully formed, but just started showing up in the pages of my sketchbooks. And from there, I just felt I had a sense of her, and I followed her through the pages of the comic, just seeing where it led me. And it started out as a 2-page comic, and then from there to another 4 pages, and then to 10 pages. And then from there, I just kept following that story, trying to see where it would go. And I just felt these characters so clearly. And I think she just kept growing and evolving and shapeshifting further and further until she was even, it felt like she grew up and moved beyond me and went out into the world and went to Blue Sky and then went to, Shapeshifter Pictures, the little company that was built just to get this movie made, and now here and now onward into the world. And, all I can do is just try to keep up at this point. But I think that character has always felt like she's had a real drive. She feels very like she's controlling herself, or she's just flying through the world at this point, and it's pretty cool to watch.
It is. And speaking about watching, when we were talking right now, the 2 doctors were fascinated by you. Yeah. Can you guys tell us how fascinated and amazed you are by this artwork, by this energy and identity, and how it fueled your work on this Nimona?
Please do. No, go on.
My diagnosis is, listen, what ND has done is incredibly funny and incredibly fun. It's such I think you really want to be like that character, and then in many ways you realize you are that character, right? Nimona talks about smashing things and murder, and has a great sense of humor, but you also realize it's a big cover for this character who really feels misunderstood. And I think we all feel that way many times, and wish we had the guts and the sharp wit that Nimona has. But I fell in love with the book as soon as I read it, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, when you read the book, I mean, Nimona's one of these characters who I just feel like we've been lucky to get to know. I don't feel like we've created, you read this character and it sounds esoteric, but I think you said it, she takes on a life of her own and she just exists. And it's such an interesting thing when you get to work with a character who's telling you who they want to be and has a voice of their own as you're creating it. And it was just a really incredible journey. And when we read the book, it was super apparent that the voice of Nimona is ND, and that they're just intrinsically linked. So it was a really fun adventure.
We've had a lot of animators and authors and creators here, but that's the first time I'm wondering if actually you guys have the luck of giving birth to your imaginary friends, actually.
Yeah, that's interesting way of doing it.
Yes.
Can we say that?
These doctors delivered.
Yeah. yes. We have many fields of speciality. And,
you did without them at first, because it's already a
right there.
birth giving. And also some kind of education through the different chapters. But it's really interesting how, as you said, we immediately connect to the character and we want to be her, we want to have the powers she have. Yeah. And it's really interesting.
Yeah. We keep talking about this, but it feels like it's what the process of making the movie just feels like it echoes the story and the characters in the book so much, where it's this was a movie that went through so many hardships and it died and was reborn, and it was just this story of friendship in the end, and that's it feels like we are living in that world together, and it's incredibly emotional. It's I think it kind of, I didn't realize how emotional it would be until we got here, but we've been living in that emotion for a while.
How was the screening yesterday?
It went all right.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was unbelievable. It was the energy you could feel. I mean, it's, to stick with the theme of giving birth to imaginary children. I mean, everyone thinks their imaginary child is the smartest and cutest of all the imaginary children, but you never really know until you send them to school, and that was yesterday. Like we presented this movie to a public audience for the first time, and your heart's in your throat, and the energy and the response was nothing short of incredible. It was humbling to be in that room and feel the love and the outpouring, and it was just such an amazing moment to share. And again, in a place like Annecy, which is such a perfect venue for that, it was one of those moments that you remember for the rest of your life, I think.
Yeah.
At least I will.
This place is amazing.
Yeah.
This place is like, from now on, I don't want to release my movie anywhere else but here first.
This room, you meant? Oh no,
No, not this room.
Right here with you right now. Yeah.
No, it's a magical feeling because you can feel the students in there, you can feel the professionals in there, and you can feel the love for animation in there. And we do this because we love animation, and it's so great to be able to share that with people who love what you love. And it's such a, you could feel the love for everything, for the artwork, for the humor, for the story. It was probably one of the greatest experiences I've ever had.
I'm just going to keep making movies so I can come to Annecy. Really, that's now become my priority.
It's really cool because I think the story of this movie has already been out there, and I think for students who or professionals who have been through the pain of having a movie canceled, to see one that has kind of come back from the dead, I think was a big moment of hope for them. But so everyone knew the story, everyone was really excited for it, but to see everyone start to love the movie for itself. And everybody starts they start getting into the world, feeling the characters. Everyone is the energy was being shared in this way. And there's this moment that everyone clapped through all 15 minutes of the credits, crazy long credits. They didn't stop clapping the whole time. At a certain point, everyone was clapping in rhythm to the song. The whole room, almost 1,000 people. And it was so surreal. It was like the energy for this movie specifically, this moment. And it wasn't just the idea of the movie or the excitement for the movie anymore. It was the movie and everyone loving it the way that we love it.
Yeah, but I love that you brought up there's 14 minutes, 49 seconds worth of credits, which is crazy, but at the same time felt necessary in the journey of a movie that had so many people pour their passion and love and hard work into it, between Blue Sky and then DNEG and everyone at Netflix who've been just incredible, and all our friends at Annapurna who helped make sure this movie stayed alive. They say it takes a village. I mean, this film took multiple villages.
Yeah.
So, and it was just amazing to see everyone, the outpouring of love for all that was it's incredible.
For 15 minutes.
For 15 minutes. That's stamina.
And then they kept going afterwards too. They just kept going.
Yeah.
So the big guys like Marvel has to put a scene at the end of the credits so people stay and watch this.
Yeah.
But here you know that they will clap, maybe standing till the end.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with who Marvel is, but they
Yeah,
sound very nice.
was it an independent studio? No.
I don't know why I mentioned them. Sorry. Yeah, that was a mistake actually. How to bounce after that? What are you going to do in Annecy? Now the screening is done, the doctor's interview is done almost. What's your schedule?
Well, today
here?
we do a live open patient workshop.
Yeah.
No, today we're
Surgeon's
gonna do the behind the scenes look into the making of Nimona, which is really exciting. Lots of great art, lots of great clips, and just sharing the story of what it was like to make that. And then we're going to just enjoy the day out here. Yeah. Like we all leave tomorrow. This week has been amazing, but as much as we can go out and celebrate this beautiful city and all the artists in it, we're gonna do that.
Paddle boat into the middle of the lake and just
Never come back, just vanish into the night.
Exactly.
Ascend and become your truest forms. Might play a little foosball later. We have a very intense...
yes. This is a very competitive group, and there's some gauntlets have been thrown over the foosball. So
I'm afraid to play.
yeah,
Baby
Yeah,
foot,
yeah.
I've been told it is in French, which I love. Baby foot.
baby foot.
Baby foot.
It's your soccer actually.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
why do you call it football? It's German. It's
Yeah,
It's bizarre.
It is bizarre.
Anyway, we'll cut this part about.
Now, this is the most engaging part of the conversation right now.
One of Annecy's Animation Film Festival main topics this year, there's Mexico. Viva Mexico. But there is also pride and diversity. From your point of view, you and also you guys, you doctors, sorry, is that some inclusion washing or is there something real happening and maybe mind shape-shifting here? What's your point of view about that?
I think so. I think having these movies showcased in this way and at such a festival like Annecy that is so important in this industry, to have that become such a part of that, it means a lot. And I think we all think about representation a lot and what it means. And I think through Nimona, my own views on that have started to evolve a little bit, because I think it's not just about seeing a character and saying, "Oh my God, I'm in that movie." It's also about creating a character that that everyone can see themselves in, and they're specific, and their backstory, who they are might be that they're gay, that they're trans, that they're queer in some way, but it is also they're universal, and those characters can bring so much to the lives of everybody, whether or not they identify that way. And I think that is that's what I've seen from the crowd here. That's what I see in the Nimona movie. And it's I'm really inspired right now, and I can't wait to go back out into normal life again and make something new. And I think that everyone I heard from so many people at the screening yesterday that they were feeling the same way, and so I can't wait to see what comes out of that energy.
There you go. Pretty perfect. Yeah.
I agree.
But we'll try. So no.
Just before we release you into Annecy and then the real world, I would like to ask you a little question I asked all the other interviewees. What would you give as an advice to your younger self? Maybe 10 years before, or when you were not connected to animation yet, or not here screening life-changing films to young audience in which maybe they are the next Pierre Coffin or Chris Mélédandry in, or what would you tell yourself? What Nimona would tell us as an advice?
Nimona would tell you something very different.
She would say, kill everybody.
She's
and
like,
go
of course.
on.
She's like, of course, set it on fire.
I feel like I would say, and this is gonna sound like a joke, but it's sincere. I would, if I went back and saw myself, I would just say, "You're awesome." That's it. You're
Don't
awesome.
doubt it.
Yeah. No, and I know he's gonna doubt it. So it's okay. You can doubt it, but I'm here to tell you you're awesome.
Yeah, and whatever that means. I think that's the perfect way of saying, like, just, I think, growing up, you question and you doubt and you're afraid and you feel like you don't fit in. You just, there's just so many things rattling around, and I think sometimes you just do need someone to say that, and that's cool. That's all right. It's good that you're a mess. It's okay. Like, you're where you're supposed to be. You're gonna figure this out, and don't think that something's wrong because you've got some rough edges. I think that's what makes you unique, and I think
Yeah, there's a line in the movie that is sort of a little bit of a refrain, but it's just something, we win. And that was something that last night at the screening, they had the French subtitles, and it was translated to blah, 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 victoire. And I really love that. I might get that as a tattoo.
Yeah, we're all going to go get tattoos this afternoon.
blah,
That's what
blah,
we're
blah,
doing?
victoire.
Yeah.
Actually, that's beautiful.
And it started as just a joke, almost like a throwaway joke, but like it's taken on a really new meaning over this process. And I think the person who was making this book, who had no idea what they were going to do next, and I feel like that line has taken on that new meaning of just like, you don't know where this is going. There's no way to predict this. It doesn't always look like it's going to work out. Things seem pretty dark or pretty grim a lot of the time. But in the end, we win. And victoire. So I think that is something I'm going to try and keep in mind going forward too.
I would hope your little self would say, I don't speak French.
I'm like, what are you saying? Why are you in my house?
Also, download the Babbel app, and yeah.
Also, eat something besides little frozen pizzas. You nerd.
Maybe have more green veg.
Eat a vegetable.
That would be the other
We'd end
piece
up
of
all
advice.
being way too hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
And it would start off nice. And by the way,
And last but not least, the advice of never miss an edition of Annecy's Festival.
that's
Absolutely.
right.
And to
Yes.
the end of time.
Oh my goodness. That's truth.
Yeah.
That's truth.
As unique and diverse you are, you can be proud of what you did. And thank you a million times for this amazing moment we had right now in Annecy and in this amazing room.
This is great. Yes.
And I'm really looking forward to see you guys next years with other projects and other shape-shifting, mind-shifting. Well, let's shift the world, actually.
Yeah, let's do
that's
it.
right.
See you next year, right back here. Same place, same time.
That's a rendezvous.
Rendezvous.
So blah,
Learning
blah,
so many
blah,
words.
and victoire.
Well done.